So you're walking through this field, this new land to you, Nyla. As I said, Margle Q, Goss, you're familiar with this landscape. You've been near this area before with the other guilds and stuff. Stefan, obviously, this is just a momentous occasion in your life. You've never seen sun dawn upon the ground from the sky above like this. You're used to looking up and there's the darkness, the ceiling, so to speak, you know, that's always been over your head and looming, where the light was always underneath and to the center, you know.
This is very weird.
Don't look directly at it.
That's what they say.
Give me a Constitution save. Raw check.
Yes.
Rolled a 9.
You're all walking, and my life just falls over. You're unconscious.
What happened to him?
Oh. Obviously, you see Ilma run over, freaking out, like wondering what's going on, and you see her as she looks up to you all and lifts her hand. There's blood on her hand, and you can now see the puncture wound from the icicle is now pouring blood. It's almost odd, huh? Why wasn't it doing it the whole time before?
Try and heal him, Ghost. I think
I'm gonna
you
pop out of
might
the chair.
have to. Yeah.
I'll give it a go, yeah.
So you don't roll a d20 for a healing spell. Just what healing spell are you casting?
Heal other.
Huh?
Heal other.
Heal other is a spell. What level spell is that?
Just a second, I don't have a book over here.
Give me a player handbook. What's it called?
It's in the bard spells.
I don't have a heal other. I mean, there's just heal.
Or maybe that's what it heal.
But that's a 6th level cleric spell, isn't it?
I'm sure there was one in the bard. Or I messed up on my paper.
It's probably cure wounds.
Yeah, cure moderate wounds, cure light wounds. Severe.
Let's see here. Are you sure you're not thinking hold person? You said 2nd level bard.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, the only H's is
Like
heroism and hold person and hypnotic pattern. Now you have cure moderate wounds in there.
That's probably the one that.
Yeah, that's a 2nd level bard spell.
Yeah. So that's 2d8 plus 1 per level.
To a maximum of 10.
2d8.
Yeah, that one.
5.
Plus 1 per level.
13.
What's your level?
6. 14.
That's 19.
19. Set.
Did that heal him?
That's what I'm gonna check the exact wording, so we know what's going on.
Give me that, my friend.
Yeah. I'm unconscious, so I can't say shit.
What is that? Oh, okay.
Why do I have church vibes?
Okay, so I mean, you'll heal him HP, but you won't seal the wound. He's bleeding pretty badly.
It'll
by
buy
the
some
way.
time.
Can I see cleric spells? See if any cleric spell?
Yeah. HP and blood loss is a little different, I think, in my opinion, for this specific idealism.
Need fire. You need to cauterize the wound.
There once was a man with an elven blood, and now he's laying in a puddle of blood.
Don't get us demonetized.
For making up a song.
Oh. I didn't know if it was, I was just saying don't get us demonetized. I don't know if you was singing a...
No.
We can't do that stuff, you know. Sadly.
There was a man of elven blood, and now he's laying in a puddle of blood.
Yeah.
I won't try it. I mean, you don't know. Reach down and it's a cantrip, so it's not very difficult to do. And I place my hand on the wound and cast mending.
Mending?
I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it's possible. It doesn't say that it won't, but it doesn't say that it will either.
This one might work.
Well, that's basically what I just did to you.
Ah, okay.
It says that this doesn't affect creatures, but and it does do this. You see as if ice in that area forms back over the hole and seals it almost as if it's where there was a layer of ice that formed right as impact made, and you've essentially refixed it and it's the perfect shape over the wound, and you stop the bleeding for now.
I think that will work for now, but it's not going to last forever. Did his healing spell bring him back up from being unconscious?
No.
You can always just put wound.
I don't have the strength to carry him. Do you, Drow?
Maybe Neo can.
His tiger could.
His tiger could.
Elma would pipe up and say, you see Elma take the time and she gathers some random things around. For there's sticks and wood about, and from the trees that's scattered about in this area. She kind of fashions up kind of like a essentially like a little fix that she attaches to essentially what they use on the tiger, kind of like a saddle or something, you could call it. And pretty much makes it to where he can be laid up on it with ease. The tiger can carry him. Takes her a little while, but it's probably about an hour and a half, and she gets it pretty well fixed, good enough to where y'all were moving, and you all are pretty well just watching her just do minor fixes to it as you go, and keeping everything pretty well fixed, and pretty much just you guys continuing on now.
Onward, forward.
She does make you all aware that he is running a fever.
So what was it like down there, Stefan?
Dark.
Dark.
Dark. Nothing like this. That's for sure.
Cities? Anything?
There's cities.
Interesting.
Ghosts?
There's a little bit of everything down there.
I've always heard and read about it, but never had the experience to go myself.
You would say the same about here.
I would say so.
That's for sure.
That
Here I
is-
am.
A rather interesting bird you have.
This is normal to me. But thank you.
Is he your familiar or
He is my familiar, my companion, my friend.
so you are an arcane caster?
Some questions. What's with all the questions?
Just curious. You don't run into many such
Curiosity.
as yourself up here.
Yes. So I should be the one asking the questions. Because I know nothing of what is going on. Seems you know a little bit of what's going on.
Give me spot check.
Six.
They should have a smell check.
Smell check.
I have a smell check.
Yeah? I will make you use that.
How do you have a smell check? What's required?
Just makes it feel.
I have to.
Still a disadvantage, right? It's 15 on the smell check. A disadvantage. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to roll it that way. I rolled a 15. My bad.
Yeah, so you notice something odd coming up. Smells weird.
Weird.
Weird as in rotten or
Not really rotten.
something atrocious.
More or less something meaty. Almost like some meat's been sitting in the sun, you know, for a few hours.
It's a bait. It's a trap.
Left out overnight, raw.
It's a trap.
Probably is a trap.
It's a trap.
You can see it up ahead, and it's in the open.
What does it look
You
like a
can,
trap?
you can give me fine traps if you want. I mean, do that.
What would that be under? Or what would I use for wisdom or?
Shoot in front of me.
I think I have that.
It would be.
That's one of my spells for sure. I think it's a person that detects snares or traps.
I think you just have it. I think it's a special ability.
Yeah, so then, yeah, you can use that. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was a special ability. But yeah, you could use that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you detect no. The only thing you can sense within the radius is there's like an animal trap nearby. Under one of the trees. Seems like a rabbit trap or something, you know. Simple.
There's one of those others. Whether you see him or not.
Well, that you know for sure there's none at the area of this thing.
Of the meat.
Yeah. You just know
What's it
that
hanging?
there's.
Is it just hanging from a tree or what?
No, it's on the ground.
It's on the ground. Just on the ground, on the grass? On
Yeah,
the rock,
you're not
you know?
close enough to tell what it is yet.
Mhm.
It is on the ground.
It's a trap.
I call for Tishi.
She jumps out of one of the trees. She says, "Yep,
Stay close.
I'm always close."
I know, but you know what I mean.
She says, "Did you see that guy up there?
I was wondering if you knew what it was.
He don't look too good."
Does it look dead?
Yeah?
Like walking?
No. I don't think anything could make that walk again.
She piqued my interest. I'm gonna take off towards this body.
Are you running towards it or what?
I'm floating my ass off towards.
I mean, you still have like a corporeal form that has physical-esque like features about like you got legs and you walk across the ground, you know.
Yeah.
You still come in contact with the physical plane, just in its on your own terms, so to speak.
I'm heading towards that.
Okay. I mean, the closer you get, the more you can discern it is a person that's been killed by something or somehow.
Exactly.
Something.
Are you asking like what it looks like?
Yes, what is this?
Okay. So
What
pretty
am I
much
seeing here?
as you walk all the way up on this body, you can discern that this person had been impaled multiple times. And the wound looks similar to what is on Nilo in his shoulder area.
And how long have they been dead?
It seems they've been dead since about the same time last night as that storm happened. Give me a spot check.
19 on a rock.
Okay, well, you start to just look around now, and as you look up, you're kind of realizing you're working into what seems to be like an orchard, like for fruit trees. But as you start to look up what is now turning into rows of fruit trees, you just begin to see bodies.
Bodies. So, do you need a spot check for me to check and see if anyone's still alive out here?
I mean, by what you can tell, nothing out here's moving like it's alive.
No moans, no groans.
I approach. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Me neither. But I'm going to possess this guy's body
Okay.
just so I have a physical body for now.
Now, does it make you feel the body's physical pains and stuff?
Yeah, I feel that
You're in
shit.
fucking agony. You have fucking giant holes pierced through the body. Like, there's one through each leg at least. Like, there's one in one arm. The body's got about 4 or 5
I think-
punctures through it.
I'm gonna
There's
come
one
out
through
of
the
this
side
body
of the head. Like,
and try to find a body that's not so tore up.
they're
Tattered.
all mangled. Everyone you come up is just mangled from these.
So we know what mangled them.
like I said, the wounds look almost exactly similar
That's
to
a
the same
tormenting
thing that
experience.
Nile suffered whenever he got speared by the ice spike from the sky.
I see. So,
And you said we're familiar with this area, right? Can I get a bead on like why all these people were out here?
That we're harvesting fruit.
That's what I figured.
You can even see occasionally a basket here and there that's been dropped onto the ground with fruit that's just various fruit trees,
I'm gonna
different trees,
take a
different
basket
fruits.
and fill it with fruit.
Okay. That'll take you about 30 minutes, depending on how much you fill in the basket. It's like a big basket. Probably about like that deep. It's deep.
Yeah, I can carry it.
It's a big one.
Ghost,
This Mokoku.
We'll have food.
do you remember where they would have been taking these apples to?
To market, I would believe. Or to the city.
I think that's probably our next move.
If they're dead here, then probably everyone's gonna be dead in the city.
Well, precisely. I mean, we should at least go find out.
Just investigate. Well, I got a question really quick. Has anyone seen Chico?
Have I seen Chico?
Yeah, Chico's right there.
His guard dog.
It's
Okay, there's Chico.
Like, literally, Chico is right behind your leg, quivering.
It's gonna be okay, little fella. It's too much.
I mean, he's fine. He's just, he's got that little quiver. He's panting real hard, looking around, like, trying to just keep up.
If you need me, I'm gonna be in your chair. I'm gonna
Give me a black card.
go back into his chair.
well. We'll wait on Stefan and head to the city.
Yeah, Nate's got a weird thing for apples.
Well,
You don't get hungry.
understandably, he's never seen apples like these.
Drink
I'm not
some,
entirely
drink some
sure that he
blood.
knows whether they're edible or not.
Picking up blood-drenched apples, it can't be that good.
That's what they make water for. I would assume.
We wait for him to finish filling his
I
glass.
haven't eaten a meal in 300 years.
You lied.
Could
You
have
ate
had
the
one
pancakes.
this morning.
He didn't
Yeah,
eat
you did eat
pancakes.
pancakes. Yeah. You
I
should
know,
have
that's what I'm
experienced
saying. You could have had one this morning.
Ghost. I don't know.
You slept though.
She
Weird
was-
shit did happen.
She made,
You slept in a bed
and you also drank some tea.
and you drank tea. You didn't think you was gonna be able to eat the pancakes and bacon too? Or was that just too much a dream come true?
We all remember that. I'm dying over here.
But you're not. I stopped it for now.
Yeah, for now.
For now. Yeah, for now.
I'm still fucking unconscious.
Well, then
With
you
a
can't
fever, a
touch
high fever.
a high fever. Just got a thermometer.
You need to find him a doctor.
Doctor. I wouldn't know where to find a doctor. I don't know where to
Exactly.
find a-
To town.
Are you satisfied with your basket?
I think so. Yeah, carry
You
this.
two, Markle Q and Gost, give me knowledge checks. Just
Straight knowledge.
yeah, just a knowledge check.
14.
30, 20.
Okay, you both recognize this location enough to realize like where you're at and that you're maybe about 60 60 miles from the city. But that's because where you ended up is the city, the main capital city, which is where you're headed for this continent, which is Hartonville, is set on an island in the center of a 50-mile wide lake, give or take.
So Ilma knows how like close I am to death. She's going to cast a Death Watch. Which, you know, reveals how near death subjects within 30 feet are.
Okay.
Just in case I'm close to fucking dying. Hurry the fuck up.
I got you if you get close to dying.
No.
The whole time, whenever since she's gotten the saddle stable for you to be carried, she's been gathering anything she thinks that could be used as a medicinal herb to help and working stuff up, just trying to figure something out to do for you and stuff. So she's hard at it. Hard at it indeed. So, are you headed for the city now?
Indeed we are.
I'm gonna go on where he is. I'm in the wheelchair.
You've gone about 5 miles and have reached the lake side. And no boats around, which this place is notorious for not having boats.
Is there any particular reason for that?
Well, the main reason was because they used teleportation kind of things that they created. It was a system they used that could teleport you from the island to the edges of the lake, but the system was fragile and had to be guarded at all times, but could easily be taken down by what could cause certain storms of so strong. You know, think of it like a radio antenna, you know, it's like if the signal gets knocked out, then, and then if you got something like hail and it wipes out your antenna, think of it kind of with that aspect. So they've got some device that allowed the teleportation, but certain things could still damage it or disrupt it that they couldn't control, you know. Not so much like, yeah, they guarded it, but that was more so people didn't mess with it. They still couldn't protect it so much from the elements due to the way it worked. So inevitably at this point, these are probably not in working right now if there's any substantial number of people who's been killed.
Well, I take a piece of cloth out of my bag and I go down to the lake and dip it. Is the water warm or cool?
It's cool.
Okay. I don't wring it out, but I get the cloth wet and I bring it back to, I don't think she's introduced herself yet, but his companion, and hand her the rag to put on his forehead.
She appreciates it. She looks at you. She's sorry, I'm Ilma.
Marco, cool. It's nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. And she continues to tend to Nala.
Well, it doesn't seem like we'll be teleporting today.
I'm going to say, well, maybe I can just fly across and see if there's a doctor.
That works for the two of us, but how do we get them across?
They wait here.
Fly on my bird.
Someone has to stay here in case the inevitable happens.
Ilma pipes up and she's just looking at all of you talking about it, just and worry and wonder, and just stands up almost in a fit and just rushes over to the nearest tree she can find and pulls out a knife and just starts hacking into it, just trying to presumably maybe cut the tree down.
She's worried.
She is indeed.
So I say I fly across, see if they got a doctor, we come back.
Bring him back.
I don't necessarily feel comfortable leaving the two of them here as vulnerable as they are. And it seems that she is trying to take care of that problem. But
What about this guy? He's new. He seems trustworthy.
what are your capabilities, Stefan?
I mean, a little this, a little that. What do you need?
Just a broad spectrum.
I mean, doubt I can do anything you can't.
Okay.
Can you fight?
Alright.
Can you hold your own?
So you live down
You know, you see you what yourself. Good, good. You seems like I got muscle.
You do seem like quite capable.
So it's settled. Let's go, get help, and come back.
there. Just?
If he dies, I have a body right here.
I'm not necessarily intending
But I want to
find
save him.
anyone there.
It's worth a try.
How big is this lake?
The entirety of the lake is over 100 miles long.
But he said the town was in the middle. So it's 50. So it's 50 there, 50 back, 100. Flying, we could probably do that in a couple hours. Yeah, back.
I don't think you fly that fast.
I can brew potions.
You can brew potions?
Brew potions.
That's a significant advantage for us in the future.
Yeah, you're right. I'm
Craft
moving
rods.
30. It must be for flying's 40. So
I can heighten spell and power spell and natural spell. If this helps.
I walk over to Ilma. Are you trying to make a boat?
She just continues just beating in this now broken knife, trying to break through it and carve through it. She says, "What else would I be doing?"
Well, she does work with wood.
Does
We
she
could-
have anything better than
we
a
could
knife?
go get help.
In
And
the
by the time
morning,
we get
sure,
back, she'll
but
be
I
done
don't think
with
that's
the
gonna
boat.
help with making a knife.
She'll be done with the boat by the time we get back.
She just says he could be dead by then.
I agree.
Well,
I am gonna heighten spell cure moderate wounds. Oh yeah, see if it helps. Nothing.
You gain HP, Gary.
Cool. Very helpful.
It does help.
Your fever's worsening.
if he goes full blown cardiac arrest, I have a thunderstorm.
No. Oh man. Anyway, so she says, "Would anybody like to help me make a boat?"
I will help you in any way that I can.
Just knock this tree down.
Is my fever like a disease?
No, you're lying.
Anyway, let's build this
You'll
boat.
find out soon enough why.
Chomp, chomp, chomp,
Is
chomp.
it magical?
No. I mean, it has something to do with something magical, but that's not why.
Is it
it's
a curse?
No.
I'm trying to help myself.
It's blood poisoning.
only it had regenerate. Regenerate would work,
Yeah, regenerate would work.
but she's not a high enough level yet. It's 13th. It's 7th level spell. 13th level to do it.
Yeah.
Should have made her do the heal dominion. She would have already had it.
Yeah.
But she did
Well,
travel.
I'm trying to find the spell.
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
She did travel.
What spell are you looking
Thunderlands.
for? Thunderlance?
Yeah. It's my 4th level spell for the day, and I'm trying to see if it would do anything to this tree.
We can get across without a boat.
How's that?
I have a giant eagle.
I don't think your eagle can carry us all.
Not at once. Maybe you could.
The big issue you gotta think of, like, the number of people that need to go with him to be able to move him after, because if you take him, you can't take the tiger at the same time with the eagle. So who's gonna carry him whenever you get there to get him to the doctor that he needs to get to?
The eagle.
But you still gotta go around looking for the doctor.
The eagle stay on the eagle. Eagle can follow us.
Where's the, okay, who's going with the eagle to show it where to go and to talk to it?
Me?
How are you getting there?
He's gonna carry me.
We can't carry you and him at the same time.
I can ride him, can I?
Can't carry that much weight.
The giant eagle can't carry. How much you
It's a
weigh?
bird, bro. They got hollow bones.
They kill deer.
They got hollow
They
bones.
kill deer.
I know they kill deers. It's because they're ferocious fighters. That don't mean they're fucking
They pick them up and
weightlifters.
fly away with them.
It just says it does 2d6 damage. It can dispel other stuff. So, and I draw down a lance of force power. It does 4 points damage.
To the tree? I mean, it knocks a chunk out of it.
Well, I'm trying. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna pull out my gun. Get old Gus away. Preach later.
Alright.
It comes out of nowhere.
How are you gonna do it? You gonna just
It
like
just pulls out of nowhere, kind of like, you know, like a ghost weapon, and then materializes.
This is
I'm gonna minute man it.
Since she's so quick.
Down one knee, aim at the trunk. Fire.
are you gonna drop the shield in front of you for a stabilizer? Are you gonna do the so you sat on your knee, so you're gonna fold the half plate down so you can knee
Yeah, so I
down.
can knee down and
Okay. So pretty much in description for you guys watching this.
so what do you?
You pretty much see him pick up or pull out of nowhere, and this materializes a literal, what looks to be a gun. And as it comes out, it has this massive, like, looks to be like a shield plate that's really long and wide. And he pretty much, as he comes out with it, he like flicks it a little bit forward, and this shield just folds down vertical at a 45 in line with the gun, and he kicks it forward and drops to his knee as one plate under it folds down, and he drops it to the ground, and then just shoots this tree into pieces.
Does it go through? Or is it?
Yeah, you blow it down, like. Yeah, it's. The sound is pretty immense. It's a fairly loud bang, and it rattles everyone's ears who hears it. The tree falls over, and you immediately just see her go over there, and she runs over to Nilo's tiger, and off a pouch on its side pulls out a bottle, runs over to the tree and takes her messed up knife and just carves a big line of the bark out of the side of the tree, and then tells somebody to just chop a bunch of chunks into this spot.
I suppose I will.
I don't have any sharp tools.
I brought a dagger.
So just kind of make it like flaky.
I do my best to do what she asked.
You see her, she runs over and starts looking on the water's edge for rocks. And are you carving into it? I won't make you make checks for it. After a minute, you see her come running back up with a rock, and she has a rock with her, and you just see her sit down and just starts breaking chunks off this rock real quick. And then she runs over, grabs a stick, one of the limbs off the tree, and just snaps it off. Sets down, takes some twine that looks like she had just made off some fibers from plants down by the water's edge, and pretty much fashions together quickly a pretty well just crappily made hatchet with this thing, and comes up while he's on one end, and she just starts smacking it in, just roughing up this spot where she's carved the bark off of it and peeled it off. She gets it done fairly well thanks to our friend in the wheelchair. And after a while, she gets fairly, like I say, it's really rough looking now on the tree in that spot. Like it's just been pretty much like chopped into, like she was whittling into it but didn't get all the chips off. Opens this bottle and just pours it all through this spot, and you see her just take another rock she pulls from a pouch on her side, and she just sparks into it, and you see the sparks catch as it just ignites and starts to burn. And then you see her just walk up with this hatchet and just start hacking off the limbs off this thing, and starts fashioning weird pieces and adding to it as it's burning. And you'd occasionally see her pour a little more on it in places where the fire's dimming out, and you'd see her swat the axe into it just to chop up more of the wood on the inside, presumably. This takes a while. At this point, you're all kind of getting a little hungry.
Anyone want some fruit?
I'm unconscious, man. I can't answer
Yeah,
you.
give me an apple.
Look at that Snapple. It's not. Well.
And it's just gonna fall right through.
It's just,
You didn't even catch that. What are you talking about?
Call something?
Sucking wet.
sacrifice the what you warm for. A little loud, we'll deal with it. Anyway, so
Project.
I'm out of rations, so I will take one of those apples.
Some extra fruit bags, dude. You can have whatever you like. I don't know what's in here. I just know it's not all the same.
Is this an apple?
Upa.
Huh?
Upa, yes.
I'm gonna take it down to the water side to wash it off.
Trust this little dark man. His odd elven physique and his sharp ears and features. It's so different than the elves I've ever met.
Clean my dagger off while I'm at it. Split the apple in half. Is it rotten inside?
Fresh.
I ate the apple.
Did you peel it?
probably would have.
He broke it in half. Because he didn't trust me.
And you're just gonna eat the apple clay?
So you eat apple?
Skin's good for you. It's the best part. Has the most nutrition.
Exactly.
Anywho. So. We continue forward. You've had a little bit of a food break. Ilma, has tirelessly kept at this, and she finally, after a few hours of diligently working on this, she comes over and says, help me finish this. I think this is good enough.
Absolutely.
You walk over and you see that she's been burning a slot in the top of this log, and it's fashioned pretty much looks like balancing poles to the sides of it to keep it pretty much level. As well, she has fashioned another smaller raft, which presumably she would use to carry Nilo upon. And has even fashioned more. She says, I just need some water put on this to cool it back off so I can clean it out. And we should be able to go.
Leo, grab some water.
Right now it's about, not quite midday, but getting there. It's hot.
Tell Leo to grab a mouthful of water and dump it in the boat.
I mean, he tries to do what you ask. He doesn't do too well, but
Try. I mean,
I suppose I'll have to use my water skin, considering we're right here at the water source.
you walk up
Yeah.
Alright. Takes you a minute, but you get it out. And you see her rake all the ash and the coal out. And she pretty well just, you see her actually take this goop, pull out a presumable little weird sack that she had stuffed in another sack that she was carrying, tied to Nilo's tiger, and proceeds to rake this coal and ash and charcoal into this sack, tie it back off, and throw it on the boat. You see her shove it out in the water, and then she just asks y'all to help her put Nilo on it, on the raft part.
I will do my best. Need a check or anything?
This is just you.
I'll help.
She can't do it. She's not that strong.
I'll help.
She's but a fragile girl.
So I guess it's the two of us.
He's in a wheelchair.
Best
So,
thing about tigers?
you grab
You
and
don't
I'll
mind
push
water.
back. We'll push back. You hold up. Use your wheels to go
Well,
backwards.
you could just set it down on his wheelchair arms, and then hold it there in his lap, and you just push from behind, and it just, keep him up and elevated, but in a center point, so you're not flopping him backwards,
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the same page.
Yeah.
So, you continue forward into the water after you've loaded him. Who was riding how and what? Now, this raft thing that she's created could technically carry 3 people,
I'm riding.
but it
the,
can't carry the bigger animals.
I'm riding the. I'll fly.
Riding in your wheelchair.
So that's 3 people.
I
Oh,
asked,
really?
I asked Gilma, would it be more convenient for you if we flew the side here. Alright, Ghost. Do your thing.
I'm going to start taking off, levitating Devin with me.
What's the speed of the line?
Not for my fly.
Yeah. Well, it works if you possess it. You can do it to the
At
chair.
40.
40. Okay, it'd probably be decreased by 10 just for carrying him.
30, that's my normal speed.
Yeah. So she manages to actually figure out a way to get the tiger on the canoe. And it's kind of laying over it behind her, paddling. While she has an oar herself and is striping through the water, pushing this raft through.
As we're going along, I look over to the song. I'm like, again, not normal.
That's what they say. Seems to be normal to me. I'm just along for the ride. It's just fine. You will be my
Roll
guy.
me a D6, someone. Only one person.
I'm gonna do my best to get some rest on this chair since he's controlling it.
You've been at this for a little while.
I'm gonna unpossess the truck and drop that.
And you can't ride your dead when you're halfway there.
Dead. There's nothing else to do. Oh, not dead yet. Roger. You can't do anything.
So, you've continued, you're working your way across this, what you presume to be a pretty massive lake. And everyone give me spot checks.
Emma got a 17.
I got a 24, but I'm still at disadvantage.
I got a 0. Because I'm unconscious and I can't see.
You've noticed something odd that's under the water. It's kind of obvious, but you're not sure what it is.
Is it a creature or what?
You're not, like I say, you can't discern exactly what it is.
It's big?
It's fairly large.
It's under us. Under them.
Yeah, it seems like there's a few here and there.
Few here and there.
I'm gonna take Marvel Crew and myself up higher.
So we're just gonna let them eat the boat.
We don't want
We just built.
to leave them behind.
Oh, we're not. We're just getting out of jumping range. You fall out this chair into the water, mate. I can't help you. At least at this height, you can do some spelly, jiggly, voodoo stuff and help them.
Possibly. Possibly.
We now have the high ground.
And it could be friendly.
Fish that big aren't usually friendly.
Fish your friend, stop.
Do I remember if this city had any sort of aquatic protection or anything around it that this might be?
No, nothing they directly used. Only things directly near the island itself. And it was measures that was only directed towards things that would be seen as an uncommon threat.
That's not good. Well, as long as it's not threatening us, I'm not going to threaten it right now.
You can tell these things are getting noticeable. You're noticing them. They're showing up more, so to speak. It's like they're noticing you.
How far away are
Me,
we?
not the boat.
Well, it's all be in general. Near the water. Or in the water. Either or.
How far away are we? From the other side.
A long ways.
Do what?
He was asking you questions.
So again?
How far away from the other side are we?
The other side, like the island where the city is. You're only so many miles out into the water right now, like maybe 2 or 30.
So a long way.
Yeah. You still got like 40 some miles or so.
South. Okay. I'll jump into the water. A wild shape.
Into.
Shark.
Alright. Give me a
Well, let's
spot
see.
check.
Yeah.
What you see, what you presume you was just seeing, just looks like wrecked ships.
No animals in sight. Can I look again?
Yeah.
Not follow, I guess.
21.
Give me an intelligence check. Sorry, ships.
Check magic.
Let's see. No magic.
I will stay under the boat for now. And go with it. I'll actually propel it if I can. To go a little faster.
Alright.
Maybe a little bit left.
Well, doesn't seem like he's dying, Ghost, so we might be alright.
Good. Although, you would have had a nice body for me.
I found your body.
You have to stop looking at every living person like a body.
I miss my skin, old friend.
I have no doubt.
The sound of my heart beating in my chest. I miss smelling food, the taste.
Can you have it?
We'll find an ad will for you before long.
That last body hurt. Nothing with holes, preferably.
What did you expect?
Not that.
It's my body. I'm still got a hole in it.
You guys go on for a while. Give me a spot check.
16.
It's been calm. Of course, the water's gotten a little deeper, so it's a little harder to see all the way down. After a while, though, you start seeing more ships, like wrecked ships. But give me an intelligence check.
18.
They kind of seem the same as the ones you've seen before.
Meaning we're not moving.
Huh?
Meaning we're not moving.
No, this is definitely a different location. You can discern that.
Same
You have been
ships.
going, you've been moving, you know for a fact you've seen little things here and there that have been different.
Shapeshifters.
Like I said, they look like wrecked ships. Just,
I'm gonna go investigate.
you're gonna go off and go towards one?
Yeah.
Alright. You get up closest to one, you get about 25, 30 feet from it. And all of a sudden, this thing just looks like it just begins propelling itself towards you at immense speed. And we'll see what happens when we come back.